Good afternoon and welcome to today's news brief. Today is a special edition of cabomilnews in English because I have the honor to have with me Licenciado Eric Kaussman Cervantes. He is an attorney and public notary number 31 of the state of Bajacaliforniasur. And for those of you who are not familiar with what a notary is in Mexico, I would like to first welcome Licenciado Kaussman. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for the invitation, Claudia.
And can you tell our listeners what is the difference between a notary in the U.S. and a notary in Mexico?
Well, yes, a notary in Mexico is somebody that has been appointed by the state government through a qualification process, and the notary is the person who is responsible. It has to be an attorney, and is a person that is in charge of providing the formality to all the legal acts that requires formalities by multiple laws in Mexico. Our legal system compared with the US legal system is very different. We came from a Roman tradition, so everything is very formalistic, as different than in the States. So
Exactly.
the notary is appointed for that purpose. It has to be an expert, and we have a lot of responsibilities through the processes that we are in charge. We are responsible to provide legal advice, the proper legal advice, and in front of the Mexican government in different levels, we are responsible to calculate, withhold, and pay taxes, to fulfill obligations in terms of multiple laws and foreign investment law, for example, and recently in obligations related with anti-money laundering laws. So.
Exactly. Well, earlier this week, there were news about the suspension of fideicomisos. And this, of course, was something of interest for foreigners who are purchasing land in Mexico, purchasing property. Can you please explain, first of all, what is a fideicomiso and how does this suspension affect those purchases?
Okay. I think that the persons that are listening us in Los Cabos are more or less familiar with the fideicomiso. The fideicomiso is a mercantile agreement regulated by mercantile law, and for purposes of owning property on the restricted zone as defined by the Mexican Constitution, that is a strip of 50 kilometers with alongside the coastal areas and 100 kilometers in the international border. The fideicomiso is the only way for a foreigner to purchase with land, to quote exactly, because you put the property under a trust and in which a Mexican banking institution participate, and the bank is who legally owns the property and provide the foreigner all the rights to use and enjoy the land. So all this came from a prohibition established in the Constitution many years ago that has been maintained there. So most recently, the fideicomiso, beginning in 1973 approximately, was authorized as a legal vehicle for foreigners to enjoy and purchase land in Mexico. The situation you refer that we learned earlier this week was a resolution that was published in the official gazette of the Federation, of the federal government, in which the Foreign Relations Ministry, which is the authority in charge of issuing and authorizing the fideicomisos, suspended the terms to qualify and resolve applications for new trust. Obviously, this was done in a way that was very general, and the reasons why this resolution was issued were not completely clear. Fortunately, all the sectors involved, the chambers of commerce, the associations of attorneys and notaries, and many others. So everybody reacted very quickly, and fortunately the federal government was able to respond very quickly. Yesterday we had a conversation like we are having today via Zoom with the General Direction of Legal Affairs of the Foreign Relations Ministry, and he explained that was not the intention to create this preoccupation to everybody, but due to the pandemic situation that we have, they don't have all the people working in place, and aside of that, their technological platform that they are using to process these applications was not working properly, so they are working to resolve all the technical issues and glitches for this platform, and they offer that by middle of October, the latest, this situation will be resolved, and we will go back to normal in this type of processes. So that is good news. I think that probably a lack of communication in the document created this situation, but now things are clear. Yesterday, the same authority issued letters to the participants in this conversations, and they reiterated that the problem will be fixed the latest by the middle of October. Meantime, they agreed that they will continue processing the applications via email. So, well, it will take a few days, we hope, for this to be fixed, but there's nothing else behind this situation.
So basically, the fact that they reacted quickly are definitely good news, and there is no need to panic, as was the first reaction was great concern regarding how this was going to affect the real estate market everywhere in coastal areas, but specifically here in Los Cabos.
Yes, that's correct. I think that was probably a mistake by not communicating properly the reasons and not establishing that they were working in the solution of this. But they were open, and we have to acknowledge that. They were very open and very open. They provide the explanations. So I think that there's no reason to be panicked for this situation.
It's really good news. In your expert opinion, we know that foreigners sometimes establish an LLC, a corporation, to hold title for the properties that they buy in Mexico. In your expert opinion, what is the best way to purchase land, to purchase real estate for foreigners here in Mexico?
Well, that depends in the purpose of the purchase of the land. If you are purchasing land for residential purposes. The recommendation is to do this through fideicomiso. If you are planning to purchase land, to develop the land and do business with the land, it's legal and it's possible for you to incorporate a Mexican company, and this can obtain the direct dominion on land for the purposes of developing and selling real estate. So it will depend on what the use and intention of the purchase of land will be, but it's the most common intention here is to purchase a second home or a vacation home. So in that case, my advice will be to continue using the fideicomiso.
Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. We know that you, this was very short notice, and we greatly, I greatly appreciate it, but also our listeners do as well. So thank you. And if anything else develops, please reach out and let us know so that everybody can stay calm and avoid panic.
Thank you, Claudia. Yes, of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's all that I have for you today. Remember to follow us on all our social networks, Facebook, cabomilnews, as well as Instagram. And remember to tune in every Sunday at 6 p.m. for Cabo Mil News and Community Update. Thank you.
Thank you.